welcome back to the channel. My name is Oma and you're Oming with Oma. I am super stoked to be here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever you're seeing this video. I am not going to give you guys the healing video. I'm not going to sit there and talk about healing today. Maybe just a little bit, but not too much. I am going to just give you a little life update. I mean, a bit of my channel is about my life as well. I'm documenting my journey as I go on in this life. And with my journey comes the healing, but I'm just going to give you a little bit, just a little bit, okay? But I started and created a business. Yes, that's where I've been. I've been MIA for quite some time. I'm also revamping the way I'm using YouTube as well, but I've been putting a lot of my energy into work. I mean, I have no choice but to, continue to work. And I'm putting my energy also into the business that I created and started. And the name of my business is Opulent Spaces LLC. Those are my colors: green, yellow, and gold. You don't see the gold, it's all right. But every color has a meaning to it. Yellow is my favorite color. Green stands for prosperity. And the gold is just luxurious, okay? Just something about gold that always gets me. And so I put it all together. It does look like a Jamaican flag. It does. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. It does look like a Jamaican flag. But just leave it to me. I'm from the Caribbean, but I'm not Jamaican. I'm Guyanese. But I was like, these are the colors that I want to roll with. I love plants. I love green. Green is such a healing energy. If you go out in nature, yellow is my favorite. Gold, it just stands for luxurious. It's everything. It's everything in a bag of chips. And so I started this business back in June, but I didn't make it official until August of this year. And in June, I discovered the idea from Ashley Nobles and Brett Nobles. They're a couple that came up with the idea of using your space to be rented out to creatives such as film directors, photographers, wedding planners, CEO, event planners. Be rented out to creatives so that they can bring their ideas to life. It's a win-win situation. I win, the homeowners win, and then the client wins, okay? It's just all overall abundance being shared all over. And so I was just like, I'm into the creative side of things. I'm really into the filmmaking, into the video editing. Hello, video. And I know a little bit about real estate. My mom was a real estate agent for quite some time, and whatever knowledge that has been trickled down to me, I just picked up on it. I was like, this is so cool. I'm not a real estate agent. I just want to tell you that. And this is not an Airbnb. It's just daytime rentals for a short amount of period of time. You just come in, use it to create any endeavor that you need to as a creative. But if you're a homeowner, you just lend your house out for a little bit and you get paid. And I thought that was such a genius idea. So I was like, let me hop on this venture, and then created the business in that light. And so I had a goal in June, meaning that I had the green light. I was working with someone, but things didn't work out the way, and I was trying to pitch for a little bit. It wasn't working. So I just let the business go for that amount of time and came back, and I was like, I'm actually going to do this. And so I started in August, where I'm like, okay, I branded it into an LLC. I had to think about it. Is this something I want to carry on with? And I have. But let me tell you something. I am scared. I am so scared for this venture. I'm anxiety driven right now. I'm nervous. I'm petrified. I'm happy. I am excited. I'm enthusiastic about the whole idea. It's just so many different emotions, but I could just say that I feel alive because of what this business is giving to me just by it being created. And this comes with healing. And I think my healing has played a very crucial part to me creating this business, because if I wasn't on this journey, I don't think that business would ever be created, or I wouldn't even take the measures to have it happen. And so I went and did it, and it all is credited to my healing. And I don't think I would be here having this conversation with you guys if it wasn't. And so with healing, you're peeling back layers of yourself. You really are breaking up layers and getting back to your true self. But it's also having the tools and resilience to get through every day, day to day. My business that I've created has really put in a lot of thoughts, negative thoughts, like self-doubt, negativity, fears, insecurities. This business has shed so much light, and that's why it took me so long to get to that point of creating that business was because I didn't want to face those emotions. I didn't want to feel into them. I just didn't want to feel that. And I was just like, why am I pushing myself away? But it's just because I don't want to feel those emotions. And yes, that is healing in that too. And so, hey, I just gave myself an aha moment that I need to work on those emotions. It's basically dealing with discomfort, and I don't want to deal with discomfort. I really just want to stay cozied up in my comfort zone. But then at the same time, sometimes the comfort zone isn't always comfy, is it? And so I had to really think about what I really want in my life. That's what it boiled down to. What do I really want at the end of the day? Do I want to stay where I want to stay? No, I really want to push past and really make a difference in my life. And so that's why the business has come into fruition. But it does get scary sometimes. I'm not going to say I am human. And I have my ways. Humans are habitual. We do things out of habit, and it becomes so comfortable. It's like, why would I want to push past if things are working? But for me, things aren't working the way I wanted to. So that means a change had to be done. My business is actually putting a light to my shadow side. I'm very introverted. I'm very reserved. Even coming onto YouTube is very tough for me. And mind you, when I was starting this business, I was actually also into YouTube, and so both were created at different times, and I focused more so on YouTube. It was cool. I mean, I had to break past certain barriers as well to even put my face onto a big platform like this, and so here I am doing it again for a business. This has been a lifelong dream for me to start a business of my own. I was doing it when I was in 4th grade. I was 8 years old, and I only lived it one day. I created a lemonade stand in Brooklyn, and it didn't end up being the best hot shot out there. It didn't. Nobody bought anything, but that's okay. But there was, I'm gonna take you back, anecdotal. We're going back a little bit. But I remember back in 4th grade, there was a word wall. And on the word wall, it has this word entrepreneur on it. And I kept staring at that word because it was so weird, the way it was spelled and the way that it was said. I'm like, what is this? And it stuck with me. And I could just tell you, to entrepreneur, the color, the paper was actually like a neon green color. Isn't that weird? Now I have green as, isn't that weird? It's so weird. But anyways, that's kind of cool. But I started, that's when my entrepreneur endeavor was brewing at the time in 4th grade. I was 8 years old, and so that's when it was brewing for me, and I let it go, and I moved on to other ventures, and now it's coming back. Maybe, just maybe, I was meant to be an entrepreneur, and just I'm having a hard time embracing that. Maybe I was meant to be this awesome sales representative. Maybe, just maybe I was, and I was just scared to take on that role. I have a lot of thoughts about that, but there's so much, as of right now, there's so much invested in this business. I have an LLC. I have a business coach, which she is helping me to brand, to market, to learn more about what business is, and helping me to reframe my mindset and embrace discomfort, because she's saying that, can you be able to embrace discomfort for just a little bit while you're trying to get this business going, because that's what you need to do. And I don't want to feel that, and so that's a part of my healing. That's the part that needs to be healed, and it's already amplified, and that's an aha moment for me. But with all that being said, it's here, it's in fruition. It's no longer a thought in my head. I actually have paperwork. Everything is done. It's just me getting out there and making sales, and everything is slowly but surely, because I am working with myself, and with me working with myself, I'm taking certain steps to move forward. I'm making phone calls. I made a postcard, so that's where I am right now. I made a website, and so I'm even in the midst of creating an email to be sent out. It's just like, it's so cool what I've been doing so far with the healing. And I'm sure within a year's time, I will be a whole nother different person. My work ethic will be a lot different. And I'm sure this business will be able to help me vessel out to my next venture to Texas. I'm hoping this vehicle would be to get me from NYC to Texas. So let's just see what happens. But if not, I have other ideas that would love to come forth and make that into a business too. It's just been a lot of creative juices have been flowing on what to do next, how to do certain things, but this is just my foundational work. I would love to sit here and talk to you guys, but I don't want to repeat myself. So with all that being said, thank you guys so much for being present with me. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share this video if you feel inclined to. Maybe it will help inspire someone out there to actually start their own business. And see how it all plans out for themselves. It's such a mystery, and it's such a beautiful thing at the end of the day when you have something and you just don't know how it's going to be, but you tend to it, and it becomes something that you didn't think could happen. And so it is such a blessing that I'm able to make these things happen for myself. And so thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys in my new one. Bye.